So Dan Harkins is back on this Feel Good Friday. I told you you could be my co-host. Look at you, you're on the desk now. You're like a co-anchor. I love it.
Okay, let's go to the movies.
Make it happen. So the reason I brought you back is you're an entrepreneur. And you, basically, your father started this company, but he left it to you at a very young age. Do you want to start at that? So you were basically a kid. Weren't you at ASU when this happened?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. My dad started the company when he was 18 years old in Tempe. He just decided he didn't want to go home. He ran away from home on his motorcycle. His parents weren't too keen on him at the time. He was 18 years old. And the theater in downtown Tempe had closed and not reopened, so he reopened it. This was on September 22nd, 1933. And then he got interested in this little piece of dirt around the corner on Mill Avenue. So by 1940, he had closed the old theater, opened a new theater called the College Theater, which became, I think it's called the Valley Art now, but it was called the College Theater back then. And he lived upstairs in a little, I called a bijou apartment, about the size of this desk.
So he lived above the movie theater.
Yeah, he did.
You always say that you were conceived there.
That's true. Well, I mean, if you just do the math, my parents lived there, and then one day my mom goes, we're not taking our baby home to the movie theater from the hospital when he's born. I was born out in Mesa. We're going to go to a home. My dad goes, what, a real home? Yeah. So they got a real home, and then on Hudson Drive in Tempe, and that's where I went to as a little boy. And I went to kindergarten there too, and then eventually we moved up north to Scottsdale, which seemed like a big deal at the time.
Oh, I bet it was. And so again, let's talk about, so your dad founded this television station, right? Did he have partners? How'd that happen?
Yeah, basically, my dad read these books when he was a little boy, I think the Bowery Boys or something like that. And whatever they did, he did. They had a radio station, they had a TV station, whatever, and he started Channel 12. Got the license for it and everything, but he didn't have the money. Being a theater owner wasn't that prosperous for him, so he unfortunately had to get a partner who wanted to get out of the business after it lost money for a couple of years, because no TV...
It was a tough business at the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. No TV stations in the 50s made a profit, and that was including my dad's station. So he had to sell it and stayed on as general manager for a while, but kept the theaters meanwhile. Went back being 100% in the theater business, and he owned Muzak, a background music business, at the same time. But yeah, I used to, when I was a little kid, I said, Dad, are we making money? You know, Mom doesn't have a new car, I'm just thinking, you know, and he goes, all I know, Dan, is I paid all my bills and there's something left over.
There you go.
You know, that's good enough.
But, you know, being an entrepreneur, and then, so you take the business, there were several different crossroads where you were almost flat on your rear end, right?
Oh, a lot.
I love your story about the Jack Nicholson, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Can you tell that story? So this is in the 70s.
Right. Right. So there was a problem in our industry in that the studios sold their movies first run just to the big chains. So a little operator like me didn't have a chance, even though we're bidding on the movies. And
so you wouldn't get the big movies?
No, we just wouldn't get them.
Oh, wow.
We just, and in fact, it caused me to have to file an antitrust case. Took it to court, got to see all the bids. Oh, we had the winning bid on something like 92 movies, including One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, so you were going to pay more than anybody else, but they're all together.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah. So second run, it played first run across the street at a theater called the Camelback Mall, and I had the sub-run engagement of it, and it moved over to my theater like on a Wednesday night. And back then, Tuesday night, the Oscars were on TV, and it won all the Oscars. Best Picture, Actor, Director, you know, Screenplay.
Great movie if you haven't seen it.
Oh, God, Cuckoo's Nest, you have to see it.
So you, at that time, were in financial straits. You said.
God,
you were down to whatever it was. And so that movie may have saved your company.
You're right. I haven't said this out loud, but I used to not cash my paychecks. And I wasn't the highest paid employee either. I was making like $200 a week. I'd throw them in my desk drawer. So if I have a conversation with somebody going, "Whoa, Harkins, can you pay me more?" And I go, "Well, look, I'll pull out my drawer and look at all these paychecks here. I can't cash mine." Wow. But I didn't mind. I loved the business, and that eventually got better, and Cuckoo's Nest was a turning point. God bless Jack Nicholson and that whole crew. It was great. And I had a move-over run, sub-run, but I played it longer and did better than the first run because it had won all those Oscars. I always got lucky.
Dan Harkins, I love having you in here.
Well, thank you for bringing up that story. I love it, yes.
It seems like every successful entrepreneur always has that, I was this close, the whole thing was done, and I know you said you had a couple of those, but I appreciate you coming in today.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and we'll go to the movies. Thank you. All right, still to come on 12.